Hello and welcome to the Face of Pro-Life. Today I'm speaking with Father Tony DiMarco, who is the assistant pastor at St. Mary's in Putnam, and he's also the president of the Hartford Helpers of God's Precious Infants, an organization that we'll talk about today. Thank you so much for joining us today, Father.
Well, thank you for having me.
A lot of times, we talk a lot about the pro-life issues and different things that affect, life in general in the United States and in Connecticut. But I really like to give our audience ideas of things that they can do to really get active in the pro-life movement, besides just watching us, bob our heads up and down. And I know you participate a lot in some of the more daring pro-life activities, and yet they're things that anybody can really do if they're called to do it.
Yes, there's so many good things going on throughout Connecticut, throughout the United States. Every third Saturday in Hartford, Connecticut, the Helpers of God's Precious Infants at Hartford, we start with Mass at St. Peter's Church, right on Main Street. Can't miss it in Hartford. 160 Main Street. Start at Mass at 8 a.m. They have a huge parking lot, plus all the parking in Hartford on Saturdays is free. So we start with Mass, and then following Mass, we put Jesus out, adoration. And those who can walk approximately about 2 blocks through a park, and we start praying all 20 decades of the Rosary. And we end up at Gilligan's Island, which is where we do the 40 Days for Life in Hartford, Connecticut, a little traffic island right in the middle of the street that protects pedestrians. And we stay there and we pray all 20 decades of the Rosary with walkie-talkies, so you can hear the person leading, hear the person responding, and follow along with them. We have plenty of walkie-talkies for anyone who needs one. And then as we're praying, we're facing the abortion facility. And we're praying for each mom going in that she chooses life. We're praying to our Blessed Mother that she inspires that mom to choose life. As far as the counseling go, we have pre-appointed counselors, a couple people that are actually on the sidewalk, maybe 20 or 30 feet away. They're talking to the moms. We're just praying peacefully. We don't have any extra with the moms. We need prayer warriors to join us every third Saturday. Then following all 20 decades of the Rosary, as we're walking back, we pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet. Again, with the walkie-talkie so you can hear the person leading, person responding. And then we get back in the church, we have benediction. And following benediction, we have a little social right at what used to be the school, literally 10, 20 feet from the church. So, and everything's free. We encourage everyone to come and join us. And you can do that any third Saturday, January, February, all the way through to December. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to show your pro-life, to show all the people driving around Hartford that the pro-life movement is alive and well, and also all the people walking around Hartford. It's wonderful. Every third Saturday. So,
the prayers do pretty much 3 things. Like you say, you're praying to hope that the mothers turn around, decide to have their babies. You're giving the sidewalk counselors, you're praying that they have the words that, will inspire these women to keep their babies. And you're also, just like you said, bearing witness to all the people driving by, walking by, everyone that sees you there, that you are willing to stand up for life, stand in the gap, as they say, and really, it's very, very powerful, and it really does make people stop and think, like what's going on. A lot of times, I know in Norwich, people stopped us when we were praying for the 40 Days for Life and said, why are you praying here? They didn't know that it was an abortion mill right there in their neighborhood. It brings awareness to people that abortion affects them. It's in their neighborhood. It's in their face. And we need to close these places. We need to stop this.
Well, Hartford, they're very slick, because if you look at the sign in front of the Hartford abortion place, it just says Hartford GYN. Well, that's nebulous. Who knows what that means? Are they doing medical procedures? I don't know what's going on. So us being out there praying tells everyone driving around in Hartford, walking around Hartford, hey, there's abortions going on there. It's an evil, it's an unspeakable evil, but we have to get out and speak against it. And that's why we're out here. A good reminder to everyone driving by, walking by, hey, this is what's going on. And that's why we're out here.
So about how many people show up each month?
Of course, in today's society, it depends on the weather.
Sure.
If it's 10 below and snowing, you might get 20 people.
Wow. That's pretty good.
I said you might get 20 people. Depends on how much it's snowing. But if it's a nice warm summer day, we've got as many as 80 and 90 people.
Wow.
It all depends on the weather. And I would strongly encourage people who even can't walk or go out in the cold, please come and stay for the adoration inside the church.
Sure.
You don't have to go outside at all.
And then the fellowship afterwards.
Then the fellowship, found out all kind of good pro-life events going on. Hey, there's this and that, and there's a pro-life mass over here. There's a pro-life rosary over here. It's a wealth of information at the socials.
I mean, it really is a great place to start your pro-life activities. Someplace that it's safe, it's friendly, and it really is going to benefit you as much as it benefits the men and women who are going into the abortion clinic. And
to alleviate the fears of everyone, I've been doing this now for 10 years, every third Saturday, so that's 12 times 10. My math's not real good. 120? Maybe it's more than that. Whatever it is, we've never had anybody arrested, never had any problems with the police, never had any problems with the moms walking in. Remember, the counselors are dealing with them.
Sure.
And they're on the sidewalk 20, 25 feet away. We're just praying. All we need you there for is to pray.
Yeah.
Pray for the moms going in. Pray for the counselors. Pray to the Blessed Mother. Presents for all the people driving by. So all you're going to be doing is praying the rosary, all 20 decades of the rosary and Divine Mercy Chaplet, beginning with Mass. So that's all you're doing is Mass, Rosary, and Divine Mercy Chaplet. Sounds like a trifecta to me.
Then also on first Saturdays of the month, they do something similar in Norwich.
Yes, they do.
So they'll have Mass at the Cathedral, and then some people will stay at the church, and some people will go to Planned Parenthood in Norwich and do the same thing, pray. So, I mean, it's really either going to either one, which is closest to you, or if you're free first Saturdays but not third Saturdays, or vice versa. There's time that you can do it once a month, to just really jumpstart your pro-life, venture into pro-life activities. And then the fellowship is really good because then you get to meet some of the people that have been around in the movement for years and hear some of the war stories and really get some good ideas of, where might you be called, to further get involved. And some of the things that I know that you're also involved in is the 40 Days for Life.
Yes, the 40 Days for Life. Oh, I just love the 40 Days for Life. David B. Wright, who started this 6 years ago now, it's wonderful because it's gotten so many people involved in the pro-life movement who were never involved in the pro-life movement. When I say we're never actively involved in going out there and praying, because 40 Days for Life, and people say to me it's a Catholic thing. Oh no, I just lick my lips when I hear it's a Catholic thing, because I gently remind them, as gentle as I can be, that David B. Wright, who started 40 Days for Life, continues to run 40 Days for Life every year, is not Catholic. And when you say that to Protestant ministers, they look at you like you're a crazy person. What, did you just land from Mars? He's Catholic. No, he's not Catholic. If you look on his website, he announces he's not Catholic. He's Christian, not Catholic. It's a wonderful opportunity for people of all faiths to stand out there and pray. And we strongly encourage every person viewing this, no matter what your faith is, please go to your minister. Please say to your minister, can we do a day for 40 Days for Life? Whether you're living in the Norwich Diocese or Hartford or Bridgeport, there's a 40 Days for Life every year, all these places. But it starts with preparation. You would not have a wedding where you just say, hey, let's go get married, we'll do it next week. There's a lot of planning involved in a wedding. There's the same thing with 40 Days for Life, a lot of planning involved. And the more parishes that get involved, the more Protestant brethren, our brothers and sisters get involved, the more people get involved and take a day for prayer in front of the abortion facility, the really easier it is on everyone. It's just like back in the old days, and they still do it in the Amish, when they're going to build a house, everybody would show up and build the house in one day. And now you don't see it anymore except in the Amish circles. So the more people get involved in this 40 Days for Life, It's not that many hours.
Right.
Hartford does 12 hours. They do 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's 12 hours a day times 40 days. That's about 450, 460 hours. So not that many hours. If every person throughout Hartford Diocese took an hour, you could have it covered by a million times over.
Right, right.
Norwich, it's 900 because they go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's 960 hours. But still, if every parish took a day, every man and woman took an hour, very, very easy to cover.
And it's not even an hour. Sometimes by the time you get down there and set yourself up and pray, 2 hours is nothing.
Right.
2 hours is an easy thing to do at the abortion facility, especially if you're coming from a distance. So you don't even need to get 900 people. You just need half of that.
Well, people have said to me, and I've been in some parishes far away, like right now I'm in Putnam and Pomfret, almost an hour from Norwich. People say to me, "That's a long way to drive for an hour." And I said, that's right. You should do 2 hours.
2 hours.
That's a long way to drive for an hour? Good. Then you do 2 hours.
And tie it in with going to mass at the cathedral or something. Just do something else in town.
That's wonderful.
But it's really simple. If like you said, if each parish just took one day of the 40 days, even if you shared a day with another parish, hook up with another parish. In Worcester, where I currently am, our parish took a day, and we also do 12 hours, and it took no time at all to fill those hours. And it's just, especially when you have the backing of your priest, and of course you say, and Father, what hour are you taking?
Yes, of course you say that.
Especially when you say with a bunch of other people standing around.
And if there's another priest there, you ask him, what hour is he taking? If you have a deacon in your parish,
Sure.
Deacon, what hour are you taking? You and your wife, what hour are you two taking? So 40 Days for Life is growing every year. I remember the first year we started it in Norwich. It was really the first year it had gone nationwide. There were maybe 150 cities doing it. Now this past year, it's up to almost 300.
Right.
It's gone worldwide. It's in Europe. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. With the internet out there, you can't keep a good thing down.
Right.
And the internet is covering it all over it, even though the media chooses to look the other way. Even though Occupy Wall Street has 8 million cameras. Every time somebody is blowing their nose, they're on camera because it's at Occupy Wall Street. We would love to get some media coverage.
Maybe we should change it to Occupy Planned Parenthood.
Well, what I'm always hoping is the baby's able to occupy the womb for 9 months.
Yeah.
That's what I want to call it.
Occupy
the womb for 9 months. That's what we're trying to do. That's the little occupation we're trying to get. Occupy that womb for 9 months. Baby's born, then we'll take it from there if the mom is not interested. So that's what we're trying to do. But 40 Days for Life, this Dave would be right. I can't say I met him in person. He's wonderful. And his idea to go simultaneously, nationwide, now worldwide, I'm telling you, it's going to get bigger and bigger. I can envision 10 years from now when there'll be 1,000 cities in the United States will be doing it, and maybe 500 worldwide.
Right.
Because with this internet, news spreads, especially good news, when people are happy about what they're doing, proud about what they're doing. We're not like Planned Parenthood. We're not like Hartford GYN that sticks a wee little sign up in the corner of Hartford GYN Nebulous. We're not like Planned Parenthood in Norwich at 12 K Street where they put the sign not in front of the building, all the way down, and it's a wee little sign that said Hartford Reproductive Service. You don't know what's going on. Everything cloak and dagger, no sign in front of the building. All it said in front of the building is 12 K Street Professional Building.
Right.
You don't know if they're doing psychiatry in there. You don't know what's going on over there. We love the light because we're doing good things. So we want the TV cameras to cover us. We want the radio stations to cover us. We want the newspapers to cover us because we're doing good stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think it's wonderful simultaneously because if you try to do this by yourself, you'd get a lot of resistance. Now, since it's getting bigger and bigger, wonderful.
Yeah, and it is very powerful. I can't say enough about my experience with 40 Days for Life. You know, I was very excited about the whole thing, but, you know, when it started, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, we're really doing this. But, you know, every time I went down to Planned Parenthood to pray, something amazing happened. Whether, I got to speak with somebody who was post-abortive, and I was the first person they ever told. Or if some people have had, turnarounds. We had a turnaround in Worcester the day that our church prayed. Those are powerful, powerful events, and they change your life, and as well as the mothers that decide to have their babies. It's just really, it's a ripple effect, and it's.
And when you look back on your life and you say, what did I do to help people that I wasn't related to? 40 Days for Life every year is just something I look forward to, and I know more and more people now are looking forward to me. People are already saying to me in my parish, what day are you taking for 2012? I said, let's get through the march on Hartford first, then let's get through the march in Washington, D.C., and then let's start coming to Help Our Precious Infants Vigils every third Saturday. Then we'll work on that starting in March and April. But I remember people are already excited about doing it. And once you start doing it, you realize all the good things going on. And just brings me to one other thing. There's so many wonderful crisis pregnancy centers out there throughout Connecticut, throughout the United States. Please consider helping at one of these crisis pregnancy centers. Wherever you live, there's a whole bunch of places. Please consider becoming a volunteer there. Please consider giving financial support. If you have clothes, baby clothes laying around your house, and you're 65 years old, probably your days of giving birth are done. Unless your name is Elizabeth, and it was 2,000 years ago, probably you can donate all that stuff to local crisis pregnancy center. They need toys. They need all kind of stuff. If you have diapers, let's donate it all. Let's get excited. Not only saving the babies, that's a wonderful thing to do. Out there praying, A++. Then after that, after you prayed, maybe on a Saturday morning, and you say, okay, now what am I going to do today? I'm so exhilarated. Wouldn't it be great to have already volunteered at a crisis pregnancy center where you go there every Saturday, you can go there. Oh, what can I do today? Oh, we need you to fold clothes. What can I do today? Oh, we need you to go pick up diapers for us at the store. Just that feeling of helping. Mm-hmm. It's such a wonderful feeling. It's Saturday, it's your day off. You're probably not working. Or if you're working on Saturdays, maybe you have another day off where you can volunteer at your local crisis pregnancy center. And I don't know how many there are in Connecticut, but there's a lot of crisis pregnancy centers in Connecticut. They're all wonderful people, all wonderfully staffed. Please, I asked you to get involved with the praying, but then after you're done praying, just don't go home and say, now I'm on such a high, now what am I going to do? I'm on a prayer high, what am I going to do? Take that energy from the Blessed Mother, saying all them Hail Marys. Take that energy and have a place to go with that energy to the local crisis pregnancy center. Volunteer there on Saturdays. Now, what if I can't go there one Saturday? They'll understand. Just tell them I can't be here next Saturday. My daughter's getting married, or I'm going to here, there, or everywhere. They understand that. Yeah. And the thing is more and more people volunteer at these places, they'll have more and more people. They won't miss you as much. If you're the only person that comes on Saturday, they're going to miss you a lot. But if there's 20 people volunteering on Saturday, they can do without you for one Saturday, and the next Saturday go back if you're not busy.
Another fun thing to do also for the crisis pregnancy centers is to have a shower, a baby shower at your parish. I know our old parish would get a one of those pack and plays, which are highly valuable. Those are they're much needed objects at the crisis pregnancy centers. They put one out in the lobby, and everyone would just fill it. And believe me, they need diapers, they need baby clothes, they need blankets, they need everything that a mother needs for a baby, onesies, bibs, anything. And they're so appreciative to get them, and especially during the off months, like December and May, they usually get a good stockpile because of Mother's Day and Christmas. But if you could have a baby shower on one of the off months, it would really be helpful, and it really helps keep their supplies up so they can continue giving to the mothers. And the babies really need the things.
I've gone to those baby showers, different crisis pregnancy centers, and when that mom walks in, you have to remember, a lot of these poor moms have nothing, no help. They chose life, and then they're still in a bad situation. The baby's born. When you walk them in there, just the expression on their face, many of them said to me, This is for who? And I said, for you. No, I don't have anywhere to get stuff home. I said, we'll get it to your house, no problem. They just break down in tears that people could be that generous because they're not used to that the way they're brought up, where they're fighting somebody for half a bowl of cereal for something to eat. They're not used to people that have stuff being generous to them. And the tears when they see diapers and those things, when they see all kind of toys in there for their kids, and if kids have nothing, it's just a wonderful feeling to go. And I've had moms really break down in tears. They couldn't even thank the people. They were so overwhelmed.
And as long as I've been, considering myself pro-life and active, doing different things, I finally have come, to the point where I felt called to volunteer as a counselor at a problem pregnancy, and I can tell you, it's the most amazing feeling because you really can see Christ in each of these women, and you can't help but love them. It's amazing. They're total strangers, but even after talking with them for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, you can't help but love these women. And we try to make sure that no matter what they decide, they know that we're there, and hopefully, if they have the abortion this time, the next time they'll come back for, or send one of their friends or their sisters or, to you. And it's just amazing feeling, especially when the women decide that, yes, they can have their babies. It's just amazing.
It is wonderful, and the feeling when they see all those presents coming at them, that people care that much about them, total strangers, telling you they're overwhelmed. It gives them a whole different sense, a whole different life outlook that they never had before.
Yeah.
Because many of these poor women came from places that there's nothing.
Yeah.
And if the people that just give them stuff, not expecting anything in return, it's overwhelming for many of these moms.
And it's not even just the monetary things, the material things. It's the fact that you are there for them, and they know you're there for them, and you deeply care for them, and they can sense that, and that is amazing. You can see the transformation because a lot of them, like you say, have really had bad experiences in life, and for them to see a total stranger just pour their heart out for them and reach out to them, it's just an amazing feeling, to see it and to be a part of it. So maybe you'll be eventually called to do that, and it just starts just from going to Hartford one Saturday morning, third Saturday of the month, pray.
Third Saturday of the month. And one other thing we should probably talk about is we're going to do this now. We did it the last 2 years. We're going to do it again in 2013. The Saturday before the March for Life, we have a big Mass in Hartford at the Cathedral at 9 a.m., and then we pray all 20 decades of the Rosary and Divine Mercy Chaplet either in the Cathedral or marching over to the State Capitol. Then starting at 11:30, we have some speakers at the State Capitol, usually 4 or 5 speakers at the State Capitol, talking about different issues of pro-life. So for those who are going down to Washington, D.C., it doesn't conflict because it's always the Saturday before, and the March in Washington, D.C. is always Monday through Friday. And also for those seniors, who maybe can't get on the bus, the old bones creak a little bit too much for a bus ride, 8 hours, 9 hours, or 10 hours to Washington, D.C. This is a nice short ride to Hartford. You sleep in your own bed that morning and sleep in your own bed that night. So you're just venturing out to Hartford. It's wonderful. We can do that every third Saturday now before the March in Washington, D.C. So if you want to put that on your calendar for 2013, it'll be the third Saturday in January. And I do encourage everybody who can go to Washington, D.C. every year to go. Those who can't, we have another option for you, Hartford, and also those going to Washington, D.C. Hartford, we want to just pack that cathedral. Every year it gets a little bit bigger, and my dream really is to have that cathedral filled, which would be 1,500 people.
So, that's not many. You can do it.
I know we could do it, but the thing is we just have to get people, and you started the show at the beginning, participation.
Yeah.
We need you to participate, whether it's in the 40 Days for Life, whether it's in the Helpers of God's Precious Infants, or both, whether it's in the March in Hartford, whether it's in the Washington, D.C., whether it's working at Crisis Pregnancy Center. And all these things I just mentioned, I do all of them. Plus, I have 2 jobs. So it can all be done. When you get excited about something, you want to do more and more of it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about pro-life, and I'm trying to get other people excited because people get involved in pro-life. They want to do more and more and more.
I know it really does feed upon itself because it really is positive reinforcement no matter what you do. And especially if you've been in the trenches all year, going to the March for Life in Washington, D.C. is something that would really, really rejuvenate you because it really re-emphasizes to you how many thousands and thousands of people are like-minded and are willing to stand up for life, and in a big way, you know, to sacrificing a day and usually a night, 2 nights
Sure.
really, to go down to the nation's capital and stand up with all the other thousands of people to just march on Washington.
So there's so many good things to be done, and I'm excited. I'm excited about pro-life. I'm excited about everyone viewing here, viewing this wonderful show. And I know you're going to be with us in any way you can. I know once you get involved in the pro-life movement, you're going to get excited, just like Corinn is, just like so many people are. And you're going to say, you know what? When's that third Saturday? I can't wait to get out there. And if you really get motivated, you can join us every Saturday we're out there. But it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
And you really, like we said, it does build upon itself. And it's such a great way, no matter what you do in the pro-life movement, it's such a great way to exercise your faith, you know, to really live your faith, and especially if you're growing, you know, you're trying to grow in your faith and learning more and more, because these are the best people to learn more and more about the faith and to be able to help you, support you in your growth.
So I'd like to thank everyone for viewing, and it's been a wonderful show, and Corinn's here all the time taping these shows, and she's trying to get some national figures. We're working on that. And this is just wonderful. I'm really happy that people are watching because it's such a wonderful pro-life show. It's a wonderful pro-life movement. Hopefully everyone will get involved.
Yeah, and that's what we do try to do here. I mean, I know a lot of times we end up talking about the issues, but this has really been a great opportunity to give people ideas of what they can do and get off their couches and stop watching TV.
Yeah, as we end the show, that's a wonderful way to end it, that we want you to get out there and get involved in all these pro-life activities in 2012. Let's make 2012 a pro-life year.
Absolutely.
Let's say we can do it, we can get involved, we can get excited, and thank you everyone for viewing.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that you come out, learn, pray, stand up for life, show your support for life, and when you look in the mirror the next time, you realize yours too is the face of pro-life. Please join us again next time.